Start.
Hello and welcome to the Football Parliament podcast, your one stop destination for all your football debates, opinions, and discussions. We are halfway down with the semi finals of the UEFA Champions League, and now we are just two matches away from knowing what will be this season's finals of the elite competition in Europe. The lineup for today's podcast will be starting with the post match thoughts ahead of PSG versus Manchester City. Then we will go on to make a Champions League team of the week. We will also contrast the team of the week to the earlier combined 11 of the semi-finals that we made in our first video. And then finally, we'll speak about the Europa League semi-final matches, which are going to be happening tonight. So welcome Chirag and welcome Vedant. Straight up Chirag, what are your thoughts on the match between PSG and Manchester City?
Thank you, Palash. So, a perfect example of game of two halves. The first half where it was completely dominated by PSG and everyone was eyeing a great attacking team. The complete opposite was seen in the second half. PSG was just shattered like dominoes. They let their first goal in and then they was being dominated so hard by Man City. I would just say Pep Guardiola played his role. The halftime talks he gave to his players was so crucial, and the substitutions he made. When I saw Cancelo being subbed out for Zinchenko, I thought game is over for Man City. I thought it would be a blunder, as we discussed in the match preview as well. But how the game unfolded with each minute, I would say Man City definitely deserved this victory.
Vedant, what do you think about the game?
Well, Manchester City won the game 2-1. They deserved it, although PSG especially were dominant in the first half. But like Chirag said yesterday, the game is going to be a tactical battle like it was Chelsea versus Real Madrid. And yes, this game was also a tactical battle. City looked like a 4-4-2 while attacking, and when PSG's side, Marquinhos and Kimpembe dropped deep. Florenzi and Backer, the PSG fullbacks, were always available at wider positions and were highly active yesterday. Then Paredes and Gay were available for the defensive setup of PSG. And to be honest, City looked lost in the midfield in the first half. PSG showed their intensity, and Neymar and Mbappe took their defense into task. Cancelo wasn't even available. Like yesterday, he was way too poor for the game. And about the substitution, I think Pep did perfect with subbing off Cancelo. Then what I also want to say was that Di Maria was playing tactically well, but in the second half, PSG dropped back and tried to get the ball back in their own half, whereas in the first half they kept the ball inside the opposition's half. Then City dominated in the second half, created a lot of chances, chance after chance, and KDB was all over the place. And Gundogan took control as the minutes passed. PSG looked tired in the second half. City got aggressive in the second half, but because in the first half PSG had them blocked in their own half, so it was obviously understood that City were gonna attack.
So I would just say, for PSG, I think the best thing is to attack. Attack is the best form of defense. We have heard that, and that was perfectly displayed in the first half. When PSG were having the control over the ball, they were just unstoppable, like the game they were against Bayern. Many believe that Neymar played the best game of his season in the first half, but in the second half, both Mbappe and Neymar were not even seen. I would say Neymar was the only one to be trying to get something, but the whole PSG squad then later was going behind and behind the ball. They were not at all good. And how much impact would the red card make in this time?
I mean, PSG definitely will have many positives to take to Manchester, especially from the first half. And tactics and analysis aside, I, as a fan, enjoyed the game a lot. I think it was a perfect display of some of the best players in the world. You have De Bruyne, who played amazingly well. Neymar, you can say De Bruyne and Neymar probably inside the top five players in the world. You had two amazing youngsters on show as well, Phil Foden and Kylian Mbappe. Obviously, we know the story pre-attached with Foden on his Instagram post saying that Kylian Mbappe, are you ready? And well, it looked like he wasn't. So I think PSG will have many positives to take to Manchester, especially from the first half, and I definitely expect this second leg to be even more exciting and intriguing than the first one.
At the same time, Man City will have a lot of threats to take back. They won the game. They have the two away goal advantage, but I would say that still they will have a lot. They would be scared because the attacking front that PSG has, they can definitely score two goals at any stadium in this world. So definitely it would be a great match to see. One point I want to highlight, Vedant, we saw both the games of the first leg, and something I noticed was that set pieces are being so crucial. Both, I mean,
Yeah.
rather all the four teams were so tactically well established that they were not allowing open play goals. But how far I remember, all the goals I have seen, most of them have been from set plays. The Benzema's deciding goal in the previous match, and in this match, Marquinhos opening the scoring, then De Bruyne getting the goal with blunder from Navas. We can all agree, but still, tactical setup in defensive mindset, or I would say in this, is very necessary.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you.
Another thing that one could notice is that Chelsea and PSG, who were extremely dominant, especially in the first 30 minutes, then extending to the first half, I don't think they took their chances really well. Both the teams, they obviously scored one goal each, but Chelsea as well as PSG, the way they started, I definitely think that they could have, both the teams could have easily scored 2 to 3 goals. Sometimes it was poor finishing, sometimes, most of the times, it was poor decision making with the final pass, or just sometimes just bad luck. But I definitely think that Chelsea and PSG should have been 2 to 3 goals good before the other team came at them.
Did you all see that incident where Florenzi, the right back of PSG, was fouling Neymar
Exactly.
in the opposition's box and not letting him score?
That is something that happens in the big game pressure or the big match thing. And when you are
Yeah,
consistent enough in these big matches, as Palash said, that carrying momentum for 30 minutes does not mean you have won the game. That is just one third of a match.
True.
So you have to be consistent, and that is what big teams do.
I
hmm.
think we should move on to the team of the week and have further discussion over there. So, Chirag, could you share your screen and show the lineup builder so that we make the top performing players of this week? We can also contrast that with the combined 11 of the four teams that we made previous week.
Till the time he shows his screen, let's also just focus on the fact that every team, like all the four teams, dominated only in one half, and their opposition dominated in the other. Chelsea
Let's also
dominated in the
let's
first
also
half.
focus on the
Madrid
fact that
did kind of.
yeah, let's also focus on the fact that you're viewing a video and you haven't subscribed yet. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Definitely, guys, that gives us motivation to make more videos. We are here 5 days a week.
And
We are
we're so
putting out
close to
videos.
300 subscribers. So
300
it'll be a great.
subscribers, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't like our
So
faces, you
also
can
comment
still
down
go on
your thoughts.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Enough. Who should we go for in goal?
Yeah. So
According to
first
me,
of all, the formation.
yeah,
Which formation are
formation. I
you
think you
going?
could
4-3-3.
go for basic
4-3-3.
4-3-3. Yeah.
But I would say still both two teams out of the four did go with the three at the back, right?
Yeah.
See, to be fair, we're making a team of the week, and usually when these big sites, you can say Who Score or Transmarket make the team of the weeks, they do not alter the formation too much. They might alter the playing positions a little bit, like making wing backs, full backs. But I think 4-3-3 is a basic formation. We should go for that.
Okay.
In goal, Vedant, who do you think should be the one with the gloves?
I think I think Navas doesn't deserve the spot because yesterday he was a bit poor in the second half, so it's not him. Ederson wasn't tested that much yesterday, although in the first half he had quite shots on goal to face. Then I think Thibaut Courtois deserves the spot. Not being biased, but looking at his performance, he got 8.25, sorry, 7.75 against Chelsea. So yeah.
Do you
So
agree,
just
Chirag?
agreeing with Anand. Actually, the point is, Navas did make blunders. He is the reason Man City are having that advantage right now. But I would say both Mendy and Edison were not tested. I do feel
That's
Mendy
true.
and Edison could be better choices, but still they were not even tested. So putting them in the team of the week does not make sense. And maybe just for that Courtois save against Werner, it was a Timo Werner blunder, but still Courtois had a role to play in that. He did not put the ball
Yeah.
outside the net or something. So definitely Courtois makes the cut.
See, in
Should
my
I?
opinion, I don't think Timo Werner made a blunder. I mean, if Courtois didn't have those fast reflexes, that ball was obviously going inside the net, right? It wasn't going somewhere else.
Obviously,
So
it was
yeah,
a shot on target, right?
yeah.
True.
Credits to Courtois for that save too.
Let's move on to
Definitely.
the right back. Four right backs. Chelsea obviously played with a back three, so Aspilicueta is in contention for Chelsea's right back. Manchester City, Kyle Walker played for them at right back. PSG, it was Florenzi, and who was it
Florenzi,
for Real Madrid? Real Madrid,
Danny Carvajal, but he was limping,
Dani
so no.
Carvajal. Yeah. So who do you think should take this position? I don't think all of these players have impressed in particular, but we obviously have to pick one of these.
I
See,
think
I would just
Aspilicueta.
yeah. Yeah, I would also pitch in for Azpilicueta. First of all, he was not playing in the position he is suited to play. He does not have the speed to play in the right wing
Pace,
back
yeah,
position. But if we consider Madrid's left side was possessed with Vinicius Junior, a guy who runs
exactly,
like
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
He has so much speed. He was silenced by Aspi and Christensen both together. Also, I would mention since Hazard came, the only instruction he got from Zidane was not to play on the right side because he knew Azpilicueta and Christensen are defending very well. So we saw Hazard being out of position more centrally or more on the incline towards the right side. So I would still say that I feel Azpilicueta should get back.
Right.
Also,
If we
not to
agree, then
mention when Chelsea goes for
replace
a three at the
Aspilicueta.
back,
Yeah.
he's usually the right centre back, right? But yesterday he was a right wing back, and he hit. And in the first 35 to 40 minutes, he did the job really well. He was pressing Vinicius Junior. He almost kept him silent. So yeah, he deserves this spot.
Not only Vinicius, he did a good job against Marcelo as well. He quite nullified his threat over there. But moving on, we have decided on Aspilicueta. What about the two centre backs? Just to name, Chelsea obviously played with a back three, so all three must be eligible. It's Thiago Silva, Antonio Rudiger, Andres Christensen for Chelsea. For Real Madrid, also some impressive performances. I think it was Militao who played at
Eder
centre back,
Militao, yeah,
and who was the second one?
Nacho and Varane.
Varane.
Right. Yeah. Oh, they played with the back three as well. City also had very impressive centre backs. So I
Ruben
think
Diaz
this
and
position might be a bit more neck to neck. They had obviously the impressive duo of Stones and Diaz, and finally PSG had Marquinhos, the goal scorer, and
Quinones.
Kimpembe. So many class and good centre backs over here who all played very well. So who
But
are
we
the
can
two?
only settle for two. So guys, just
We
don't
have
come
to
at
settle for
us.
two.
I think Marquinhos deserves one spot, not because he scored the goal, but because of his influence also on the game in PSG's first half.
And I will just add
Marquinhos.
Marquinhos deserves the spot maybe because PSG are alive in this tie because of his goal, right? PSG had so much attacking front and threat, but they were not able to put the ball in the inside the net. Marquinhos had that instinct to put the ball inside the net, and I do not feel that it was a mistake by on his part to let any of the two goals in for
Yeah,
PSG. So I
But
think Marquinhos for his
if we're
goal
going with
deserves
the
it.
fact that Marquinhos was the one who scored the goal, Gerald, don't you think Chelsea are in the tie because Rudiger assisted the goal for Pulisic?
I completely agree. Rudiger might get a shout here, but we have to agree that he had Thiago Silva and Christensen being in superb form alongside him. But Marquinhos, for me, was a lonely player in the PSG defense who was trying to get the best for his team. So I think we should go for Marquinhos for this time, or maybe shift to a back three and put in Rudiger and Marquinhos both in the side. What do you say?
You're saying that you won't go for Ruben Diaz, who was quite excellent
So
yesterday. He
yes,
pocketed
exactly. We should go for a back three.
that's exactly
and
what he meant to go for a back three in order to get him to.
Back three. Yeah.
probably just play one of the centre backs who can play as a left back. Does Eder Militao play as a left back by any
He can
chance?
play
No.
at right back.
No,
That
and
right back.
it won't make even make sense for me because if we are going for a back three, then we should have a proper
All
left-footed
right,
player.
then
We had four players.
switch the
Back
formation
three
to a
is
back
there.
three. Right, switch the formation to a back three. And we still have a question for the centre backs. We have decided on Marquinhos,
Three
but
five
then
two
okay, make it a 3-5-2. Considering Chelsea, Real both
or a
played in
three
3 4.
four two one
Make
or
it a
three
three
four two
five two.
one.
No, make it a 3-5-2 for now. So we
So
have
we
decided on Marquinhos, but we still have got
Guys, start.
so I
apologies for
would
the
be adding.
interruption, but now we've moved to a back three because of the number of quality centre backs who were in picture over the two matches. Firstly, we have gone for Marquinhos because of his crucial goal and defensive performances, but we still have Ruben Diaz, Antonio Rudiger, and Eder Militao, and we have to choose two out of these three. So Chirag, first up is two
Yeah,
names. Yeah,
two names. It has to be Rudiger and Ruben Diaz.
wait on what for
And
you?
I think Varane didn't really perform like he should be. So I think Adam Militao deserves credit because even Nacho then moved to left back. So Militao really closed in 4 to 5 big chances. I remember Werner having another shot at goal, but it was Militao who just took the ball away from him and tried to clear it. So I think I'm not being biased here, but I think Adam Militao also deserves a spot here, along with Ruben Diaz.
But I would just
But
pitch
I
in.
was extremely impressed with Militao's performance as well. But looking at the fact that Diaz played extremely well, he pocketed one or two of the best, uh, attackers in the world.
attackers in
And
the world.
Rudiger, his overall defensive performance, along with those amazing dashing runs through the left and the amazing through ball, I would give it to Diaz and Rudiger.
Exactly, same.
So
I
Diaz and
was just
Rudiger.
about to say that. Yeah.
It is Diaz and Rudiger then. Ruben Diaz and Antonio Rudiger. Quite a good back three with the keeper
Backline.
till now. Yeah,
Yeah. Alongside Azpilicueta on the right side.
alongside Aspilicueta. Now moving on to the center defensive mid position. This is another position which could be quite neck to neck in my opinion because all the teams had good players. Jorginho was good for Chelsea, but obviously N'Golo Kante won the man of the match, so you could say that he's a front runner over here. For Real Madrid as well, Casemiro was good. But Manchester City, looking at the game, Rodri was impressive. But I think we need to see PSG as well because I think Idrissa Guy can be removed from this debate because he ended up getting a red card, which was quite unneeded. But Leonardo Paredes is one player that I think played really, really well for PSG. He was quite good and he was making those sliding tackles in and restricting the Manchester City counter. So, who do you think should be the two center defensive mids? Vedant,
I think it should be N'Golo Kante and Leonardo Paredes.
do you agree, Chirag?
First of all, agreeing with N'Golo Kante, that guy has been so. If he played 2 games and one game, he is the man of the match. So it is of no debate that he does not deserve this spot. He played one of the best games he has ever played. The other centre mid position, I would still pitch in for Toni Kroos. Real Madrid's comeback or the virtual comeback, I would say that they still had an impact in the game was due to Toni Kroos. The only guy who looked to at least putting in something is was Toni Kroos. So I would pitch in for Toni Kroos and N'Golo Kante.
I personally think that Tony Cruz was good. However, we're going for two number sixes, and Paredes, according to me, was very good defensively. So, just like Vedant, I'm going for Paredes and Kante as well.
Okay.
There's this statistic which says that N'Golo Kante had more dribbles than the entire Real Madrid team combined yesterday.
Yes, I heard that during the match as well. It is
Yeah,
for combined
Madrid had
processing now.
5 dribbles, and out of which 4 were by Benzema.
And what
And one
about the
more was by
left mid or left wing back position? I think the left backs of all the teams, as far as I saw Chilwell putting those tame crosses in, Baka was a good player, but was he good enough to feature on left mid? We
I think
definitely have
Backer
to go.
truly deserves the spot because in the first 45 to 50 minutes, Backer was really very good. He was always available in the wide positions, attackingly speaking and defensively. So yeah, he truly deserves the spot. I think, he even made 4 to 5 interceptions in the game. So
Don't
I
you all
think he
think that
deserves
we
the
can,
spot.
since we've gone for we've gone with three centre backs and Aspilicueta, who himself plays as a centre back at times, and two defensive midfielders. I think that we should go for a player which is a bit more, offense minded. It's obviously a left mid position as well. And looking at the front three, there are going to be a lot of quality. So according to me, if we go for a left winger or left midfielder over here, that would fit in well as well.
Yes, I would go for a left midfielder. I would still prefer. And keeping in mind, I have a player who we should put in instead of any left back because we want something offensive as well. We have seen
Right.
like so 5 goals being scored in the 2 matches, and I think that it is a better thing considering it is was just the first leg. And many of the teams we have seen in the past just go for a 0-0 draw and prefer a 1-0 victory or a very short victory. So I think we should go for attacking player. And my
Go
player
for.
I would pitch in is Pulisic.
I agree. Listen, Pulisic. It was the same thing
Christian
that I had in
Pulisic.
mind.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, he
Obviously,
scored
he
the goal.
scored the goal. He was
Running.
so
He was
impressive.
running
Yeah.
up and down, so he deserves the spot.
Not much for a debate over here. Christian Pulisic gets a spot. Even the camp position, as Chirag is putting Pulisic in there, I don't think the camp position either is much of a debate as
Mason
good as
Mount.
players. What? No, I was talking about Kevin De Bruyne.
Hmm. No, Kevin De Bruyne, I
You're
would
not
still
gonna
put
pick
in
and
as
make.
the number 9.
Yeah, same.
No,
Even I was gonna say
I
that.
don't think you should.
Kevin De
I don't
Bruyne
think you
played
should.
like a half number 9 yesterday, so
Yeah, but rather we could even put, I would say, our Mason Mount as number 9 because he was playing very upfield with the Timo Werner for most of the time.
I think I would put in Mason Mount as Cam and Kevin De Bruyne as a striker because he was playing like a centre forward yesterday for most of the time.
Exactly, exactly. Like he was the only player who was inside the box for Man City half of the time.
All right,
Yeah.
then you can go ahead and put Mason Mount and Kevin De
Someone
Bruyne
else
as.
from Real or we should even consider Neymar. Like he was very good for the first half, so he could
I
also
agree.
fit in as the
Neymar
cam.
was good. Even in the second half, in the end of the game, you could see when PSG were 10 men down, he was the only one who was trying to make things. He obviously won so many fouls. I think Neymar uh, might be the a person. What about Riyad Mahrez? Riyad Mahrez was so good as well. How
Yeah,
can you not
Mahrez was
include?
so. We even did
Mahrez
not
was so
discuss him
good.
about in the review. Also, we should give him
According to me, then
some
I
credits.
think according to me, I think you should put Kevin De Bruyne at the camp position with Benzema and Mahrez as the two strikers.
Yeah, exactly. I agree that Mason Mount played very well, but I think he also had a chance or two to capitalize and be on the scoring sheet or on the assisting part, but he did lose his momentum in the attacking
If
third.
you would like since Mason Mount was playing predominantly centrally but also towards the right hand side more, you can
You
he
could
was
put him
actually
at
playing on
right
the
mid.
left hand side, so you can pitch in Mason Mount as one of the wide midfielders for
But
Aspilicueta probably.
I think
Yeah.
Aspilicueta deserves the spot, and
No,
how
actually,
would
I'll
we
agree with
put in
Palash on
Mason
this
Mount?
because Mason Mount really put in a very good performance. He silenced Modric for most
I
of the
think
game.
then
So Mason Mount
Chirag,
deserves the
Mason
spot.
Mount was playing through the left, that was my bad, and Pulisic was playing as the right side striker, so maybe you could shift Pulisic to the right and then put Mason Mount on the left.
Or either we can put De Bruyne on the right. It is his natural position to play on the right speed. De Bruyne as
To
the
fit
right
in
mid,
Neymar.
Cam with Mount.
I
Yeah,
would
to
think
fit in Neymar
De
as the second
De
striker.
Bruyne is a good pick over there because Mason Mount was quite actually playing as a left side over there. He was, threading those balls for Chilwell every now and then. So I think that is one position that will actually justify where he actually played for Chelsea against Madrid.
Okay.
Add Mason Mount over there, and then as we discussed, Kevin De Bruyne, Karim Benzema, and Riyad Mahrez. No place for Neymar then.
No, I would still pitch in for Neymar. He had played a very good game.
Instead of
Mahrez,
instead of
yeah, Mahrez. There's no other choice, right? Benzema deserves the spot.
Mahrez played extremely
Riyad
well as
Mahrez
well. Not
scored the
just
free kick, rescued the game for Manchester City. Plus, he was dribbling and he was really free flowing throughout the second half. So I think Mahrez truly deserves that spot, not Neymar.
So
But
what
yeah,
we can do is put Mahrez on the right, Pulisic in the center, then alongside De Bruyne and Benzema up top. Mahrez played
you'll
from the
still
right
miss
as his
out
natural
Neymar, right?
position.
Because you want Neymar in this
Yeah, yeah,
spot.
yeah. No, 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 no,
but
no. Still,
you cannot not include Kevin De Bruyne over there because he was one of the best players on the pitch. He got the man of the match in the end. You know,
yeah. No, so
if
I would put in for as the striker position De Bruyne and put in Mahrez. I am putting out Neymar then.
so go for okay then go for Benzema and Mahrez as the two strikers.
De Bruyne and Mahrez as the two
Sorry,
strikers.
De Bruyne and Mahrez. My bad.
De Bruyne and Benzema as the two strikers.
De Bruyne and
Oh,
Benzema.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Real fan will never forget Benzema. The only risk.
Obviously, we can't.
Yeah. So the final
So
team, I
this was the
think
team of the
no,
week.
no, 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 no. No, before ending, I still deserve two or three players deserved some shout for their playing,
Yeah,
and
just
I would
give it a
put in
quick
Neymar at the
honorable
substitute.
mention. I don't think you should take the pain of having them on the bench. We anyway have just 10 minutes left on this podcast, lesser than 10 actually. So just a few players I think who are close to miss out. I think Eder Militao would definitely be one of them. Even
Tony
Neymar,
Cruz,
Aspilicueta, Tony Cruz, Aspilicueta,
Neymar,
Thiago
uh,
Silva. Thiago Silva was
Neymar.
Casemiro.
just flawless. Thiago Silva was flawless.
Thiago
And
Silva as well. True.
interesting part is one of the most highly rated players in the all the top four teams was Mbappe, and we do not even have a point to discuss about him. He
Like I
let us
said
start.
Yeah,
yesterday, he wouldn't be at 100% because he had a knock right at the
So
weekend against Mets.
people should have a reason to subscribe now. You
I
get
think
all the insights from Vedant. Uh, he is getting so much good in predictions. You should get a subscribe, hit the subscribe button for this at least.
this was the team of the
Come
week.
on, guys.
Finally, moving on to the Europa League
No,
matches.
just I would like to compare it with the team we did build up.
Right,
Our
something I
team we
totally
had was
forgot.
Navas, right back Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Silva, Mendy, Casemiro, Cruz, Mount, Neymar, Benzema, and Mbappe.
So
As I
the
said,
only common players that I see are over here: Ruben Diaz, who's retained his position, Mason
And
Mount,
Karim Benzema.
and
and
Karim
Karim
Benzema. So
Benzema,
I think it would be fair to say that we got the team awfully wrong, or probably that the bigger names didn't perform as expected.
and some blunders
And
in
I
form of
think
Mbappe and Navas
and I
Yeah,
think we
definitely.
decided
and
this
Cancelo.
team on the basis of their league performances also. The way
Yeah.
they were
True.
performing in the league, that's why.
So next, moving on
Well,
to
if
the
you all haven't
UEL.
seen this video, it's quite a good one as well. It's actually a most viewed video, so you can go ahead and check it out. I'm finally moving on to the Europa League matches, which are going to be held tonight. Two semifinals. The first one, as Chirag and Vedant made me realize, it's Manchester United versus Roma. And the second one, Arsenal versus Villarreal, possibility of an all English final. I think the second time in 3 years, we also had Arsenal versus Chelsea, probably 2 years back. So, what are your thoughts before the game? Vedant, since you support Real Madrid, you definitely see a lot of La Liga games. I want you to tell the viewers a bit about the team Villarreal.
See, in the midfield, Villarreal is really very strong, and Villarreal won't allow Arsenal to dictate the tempo of the game. As such, the onus will be on Danny Parejo and Etienne Capu to offer the solidity in the midfield of the park and to disrupt the flow of the opposition. Drew Parejo could play a bigger role in the technical side of the game. Speaking of which, Villarreal are set to rely heavily on their star player Samuel Chukwueze to offer the pace and dynamism on the flanks, making him one of their main sources of creativity alongside his fellow winger Manu Trigueros, who is one of the best left wingers in La Liga this season. And finally, Villarreal's attack should be spearheaded by the rather productive offensive combination of Gerard Moreno, who arguably is the best Spanish player in the world right now, and Paco Alcacer. And in my opinion, I think Villarreal will go for a 4-4-2, which is their classical formation. Sorhi Asenjo is the one of the best goalkeepers in La Liga, and they'll go for four at the back with Raúl Albiol and Pau Torres. Pau Torres is an exciting prospect at centre back, and Raúl Albiol is a leader and ex Real Madrid player. So yeah.
Yeah.
The other match would be Arsenal versus. Sorry, this match would be Villarreal versus Arsenal. Arsenal in the previous match were extremely well. It was a match, I think they won by 4 goals to 1, if I'm not wrong. A scoreline similar to that. But uh, one of their key players who has been throughout the season has been Bukayo Saka. And seeing him play that game has made me rate him more than before. I think he's an extremely good talent, and the fact that he's literally carrying this Arsenal team at 19 years of age. I think he's 19. He's played a variety of positions, including full back, midfield, wing back, and as a winger. So this is all versatility you could ask from 19-year-old. Also on either sides, right and left. This would be Bukayo Saka would be a key player for Arsenal. Talking about Roma, what do you all think about Roma?
No, first talking about Arsenal, I would just try to put in a few points. Arsenal, according to me, would go all in for this title because this is the only competitive thing they are left to play for. I do not see them getting into the top four anyhow in this league, and also they are not in the both the cups as well. So for Michael Arteta also to at least secure some position in Europe, I think it should be to go and win Europa League. It is not something that is not achievable for them because they do have the talent, but they will miss out some big key players in this match. But I still feel it would be
I
moving.
think this
Yes,
is a
now moving on
difficult
to the
game to predict for multiple reasons because momentum clearly favors Villarreal, but Arsenal, who have a better team and perform much better in the Europa League.
I think one of
And
the points that
considering the
Chirag
style of
made. Right. Go ahead.
considering the style of play of these two teams, we expect the game to turn into a cagey affair, particularly in the middle of the park. I think
I
it's
think
going
one
to
of
be
the
Now,
2
points that
1
Chirag made.
Villarreal
Let me
win.
go ahead. One of the points that
Yeah, yeah,
Chirag
you
made
can.
was that Arsenal do not have any hopes for UCL qualification, none for winning other cups like the FA Cup or the FL Cup,
uh,
and this is exactly what happened with them last season as well. They were playing poorly in the league as well, but in the end, they just managed to secure a FA Cup trophy, which probably could be one of the reasons why Arteta is still at the job and is still being rated quite highly because in the end, trophies is the apt way to judge managers. And in his very first year as Arsenal manager, he managed to win the FA Cup trophy. So if he does add a European trophy to his collection, which would be two trophies in less than 2 seasons, I think it would be a very good sign of intent, and it is quite achievable for Arsenal. They are two uh, complete games away from it, which you would think that Villarreal and then probably either of Roma and Manchester United, if you want to win the Europa League, these are the kind of teams that you will have to beat at least.
and now moving on to the next game, which is to be played at the same time along the, which would be parallel to the game of the Arsenal and Villarreal. It is going to be another English side, Manchester United facing Roma. Manchester United has been the dominant team. We have seen that the second best team in England right now, currently seeing the form of the league table or in how they are performing in the cups. But I would still see Bruno Fernandes might edge this team. Roma is definitely a very great team. They have good attacking talents all over the pitch. But I still feel Manchester United will edge this game, and they are definitely the favorites among all the four teams we have mentioned till now.
Manchester United have definitely been amazing in the league, but we must note that their forms in semi-finals, quarter-final stages, they often lack the mentality or experience. I think it's been 4 to 5 semi-finals now that Ole has lost. Has he even appeared in the final yet? I'm not so sure. Even they lost, I think, the FA Cup final this year to Leicester City. So Roma will take good note of that. They have quality players in their squad as well. None better than Edin Dzeko. They've got an ex-Chelsea player in Pedro Henrik Mkhitaryan. So they do have quite a good squad, and I don't rule out Roma defeating Manchester United, and this will be something I hope for because I've got many friends who are Manchester United fans, and I can't bear the fact that they'll win a trophy because the last one they won was like in probably 2017 or something like that.
So at
Not to
last,
mention
Vedant,
Roma have it. Yeah. Not
yeah,
to mention Roma hasn't won a game. Like all their last 4 games have been draws or defeats. And also not to mention they have a Real Madrid loanee, Borja Mayoral, who scored 15 goals this season. And they've got a Juventus loanee, Lucas Pellegrini. But I think Manchester United should win this game comfortably 3-0.
at
Quick,
last
quick prediction,
predictions.
quick prediction. Yeah, sure, I'll go first.
3-0.
Just two teams. No,
English,
go for two teams.
all English
All
finals
in
for
fine. Okay.
both
Vedant, what about you?
UCL and
Villarreal
Liga.
versus Manchester United.
Arsenal versus Roma. So that is
And
the end
that
of the
was the
podcast.
video.
We don't have a lot
Let
of
me
time.
finish it.
That's the end.
Let me finish it.
Do
I'm
it
the better
fast. Do it
finisher.
fast.
And that was for the day. We're posting daily, 5 days a week. Tomorrow, we're gonna come up with a great video again. You all should subscribe, like the video, comment, and let us know your thoughts. And that was it for today. Ciao.